The questions this time will be posed to both schools. So you're not only competing to provide me the right questions. You don't compete with me. You don't compete with my time. You compete against the speed of the other school's ability to respond to the question. Schools can buzz in at any time on any of the clues or read to the question, and you'll be given an opportunity to answer the question. If the answer is right, you have a maximum of 10 points. If it's wrong, you have a penalty of 5. If you answer the question wrongly on any of the counts, I am tempted to read the entire clues to the question, and then the other school has the opportunity to answer the question. If they answer right, they have maximum 10 points. If it's wrong, they equally get penalized 5 points. To both schools, it was conducted in 1909 at the University of Manchester for 10 points. Which school is this? Yes, St. Augustine's.
Friday's Millikan oil drop experiment.
Pardon?
The Millikan oil drop experiment.
I am not sure I will accept that answer. So I'll finish the rest of the clues. A. Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden, working under Ernest Rutherford, fired alpha particles at what material surrounded by a sheet of zinc sulfide? Is it cereal?
Gold. Gold foil.
Gold foil experiment. The gold foil experiment. To both schools. Immature versions of these cells are called reticulocyte. A mutation on chromosomes 1 causes protein aggregates to damage these cells and their membrane in beta thalassemia, mostly produced in pelvic and vertebral bone marrow. These cells are eventually sequestered by the spleen, typically about 4 months after. Is it Augustines? No, that's Presbyterian boys, and it's in Ketia Benjamin.
Red blood cells.
The red blood cells. The red blood cells. About 700 million years ago, the levels of this anion in the ocean were likely about 5 times higher than they are today. Morocco is one of the main sources of this anion, which, like nitrate, forms an ammonium salt used in fertilizers. Biologists.
Sulfate.
Augustines?
The sulfate anion, SO42-.
I'm sorry, I can't take that. I'm going to have to finish the clues. Biologists use the term inorganic to describe this anion which is added to or removed from proteins. For 10 points, name these anion whose chemical formula is PO43-. Yes, Cyril Swap?
Phosphate anion.
The phosphate. The phosphate anion. To both schools, Robert Mulliken defined this quantity as the average. Is this Presby boys?
The electronic charge. Charge of an electron.
That's wrong. You can't give me 2 answers. It's just one. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to finish the clues to the question. Define this quantity as the first ionization energy and electron affinity. The most common scale for this quantity is an empirical dimensionless with between 0.7 and 4.0 on that pollen scale. Cesium has the lowest value of any stable element, while fluorine has the highest. For 10 points, name this measure of an atom's ability to attract the electrons in a chemical bond. Yes, is it Deco, Daniel?
Electronegativity.
Electronegativity. Electronegativity. To both schools. This force is balanced by horizontal pressure gradients in geostrophic flows. The Raspberry number in the ratio of inertial forces to this force, which equals twice the cross product of the angular velocity and the momentum. This force rises in rotating reference frames like the centrifugal force. For 10 points. Is this Presby Boys cereal? Yes?
Centripetal force.
I won't take that. I can't take that. So I'll finish the question for 10 points. Name this fictitious force that seems to deflect moving objects sideways and makes cyclones rotate. To both schools, of the subset of these items that articulate, the lowest one can be affected by sacralization if it fuses to either the sacrum or the ilium. The two topmost of the 24 of these bones that articulate are informally called the atlas and axis, but formerly called, yes, Benjamin?
Cervical vertebrae.
I'll take cervical vertebrae. To both schools, this substance was first isolated in 1895 by treating a sample of cleveite with mineral acid. Because of its low solubility, it is used in deep sea breathing mixtures to replace nitrogen. This element is not known to form stable bonds with any other element and has a stable isotope of atomic mass 3. Presbyterian boys, yes?
Hydrogen.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to take that. For 10 points, name this element first observed spectroscopically in the sun.
Helium.
Helium, ladies and gentlemen, is correct for 10 points. To both schools, what is the name given to the outermost layer of the vein? Yes, Prezi boys?
Tunica adventia.
Let me hear you.
Tunica externa.
I'm sorry, that is also wrong. To both schools, the diversification of a group of organisms into forms filling different ecological niches is called, and my bell is gone. What is the scientific name of garden pea? Yes, St. Augustine's College?
Pisum sativum.
Pisum sativum. We have drawn a close to the end of the third round.